I was confused, frustrated, broke, desperate, describing the state I was in. Very broke, but very optimistic. They talk about, in this business you can travel, you can make money, you can drive a car, you can achieve your dreams. I kept on looking at it, and they're doing some recognition grabbing for people. And I was not grabbing. I was like, it's for them that have achieved. Then one of the presenters said that you should grab harder so that in the future we shall grab for you. From that day, I had a demon of not grabbing for me. I had a demon of not being or appreciating people who have succeeded. When he said that, all of a sudden I felt like I've been relieved. I made it a point to grab. Not that maybe the what I grab so that God can see me and people will grab for me in the future. And it did not take many months, people started grabbing for me. So when I say you grab for someone, when I say you grab for someone, you are just connecting yourself with the Creator to make you look like that person. That's the reason why you should grab, whether you want it or don't, whether you like the person or you don't. If you don't like me, but at least you like what I have. Are we there? That's the reason you should grab. Okay. All of us standing, can we give a very big hand clap to our CEO? It's a matter of time. Before you know it, you'll be bigger and better than me and better than the was. Yes, do you believe it? Yes. Yes. Thank you. My name is Sandra David. I'm an enthusiast. I'm a networker. I'm a businessman. I'm a father. I'm a family man. I have children, my wife. I don't know whether it is a wife or wives, but I have children. And one of my goals, one of my dreams, when I was starting, I was like, God, I want to have a big family. I must have a dream. Having a big family. Eh? How many of us have a dream of having a big family? Let me tell you, 15 years ago, I used to tell God that I want a family that can eat a bunch of matoke lunch, a bunch of matoke supper, and they can slaughter a goat's lunch and slaughter a goat's supper. And the weekend, maybe we slaughter 5 goats. Now, this sounds funny. Success begins from the mind. Success begins from where? From the mind. If you're one of these people who still think and dream of having 1, 2, 3 children, you're limiting yourself. God cannot bless you. And I've done a research. Many people, when you ask them, how many children do you want to have? They say, I want to have 2, 3. Reason? The one I can manage. Isn't it the biggest reason? Kids are very expensive.
You can't think about abundance and also the price. If you want to become a millionaire, why do you want to have, how many of us want to become millionaires? Billionaires. Thank you. You want to become a billionaire with 1 or 2 children. Now, if you're here, you're working very hard to become a billionaire, but you don't want to do the work to have a big family, you're already thinking in a reverse gear. Everything you should be thinking of, you should be thinking of in terms of big. In terms of what? Big. Abundance. I will share with you my story, but that's what has made me what I am. I have no limitation in my mind, in my thinking. There is no limitation. When I started network marketing, I was invited from school, the medical school. A friend of mine invited me, was like, David, there's this business, we can do it part-time, and people are making money, and they are driving cars. I had just joined medical school. I was staying in Old Kampala, Rubaga Road. And I used to walk from Rubaga Road up to Marago every morning and evening because I could not afford transport. And even where I was staying with someone. The person who I was staying with was also connected to me by a fellow person who we met in church. And was like, can you help this young man to be staying from your home? And I could stay in the sitting room, sleep in the sitting room because there were many kids. So when you sleep in the sitting room, you're the last to sleep and you're the first to wake up. And these kids, they could watch TV. There was a TV in the sitting room. You can imagine now how many hours I could sleep. So when I joined the medical school, I was commuting every day. Like it has rained in the morning, many times it could rain on me. I come from a humble background. When I say humble background, you know English makes words sweeter. But the real direct translation is a poor background. When somebody say, I come from a humble, that's a poor what? So I come from a poor background. My parents, I'm blessed with my parents. I thank God they are still there. My father, his highest class, he reached P3. And he took himself to school. By the time he went to school, he tells me the story. He went riding a bicycle. And he was the only one with a bicycle at school. Not even the headmaster had a bicycle. And he went, first term, he was in P1. Second term, he was in P2. Third term, he was in P3. So when he reached P3, when he had finished P3, at the end of the year, my grandmother died, so he had to take care of the siblings. Those are my uncles and my aunties. So he left school. Then you come to my mom. My mom studied P1, and also, I don't know how they call it, the Mujiji. How do they call it? You know, those days they could take you to the church, you study to be confirmed. That's what she studied. So you can now know where I come from. And I've broken a lot of records in my family. From that background, my life changed when I was invited for the business opportunity. But before I even was invited for the business opportunity, I had a dream. Because where I come from in my village, most of you with time you will reach there. How many of you have been into my village? Don't worry, you will go there because I usually do take some people, we have Christmas and we do barbecue at home. My village. Which one you will know? From my village, I think I remember was around 10 when I stepped on the Tamaka road. From the village to a tarmac. Then, I performed very well at P7. My dad was very excited. I was the first person to get first grade in our entire Sabu County. The first ever to get first grade. And my dad got excited. And I had filled a certain school, Mbara High School. They admitted me there even when my parents could not afford. But my dad struggled, and my mom, and I went. Now, when I went to Mbara High School for my O level, I could see buses, and I could ask where are these buses going. They could say they're going to Kampala. And I developed a dream of being in a bus so that I go to where? I'd never been in a bus. After all, if I performed very well, they called me back in Mbara High School. But I said, I want to go to Kampala. Remember, I don't have up to today a relative in Kampala. Some of you, you're lucky you have relatives, aunties, uncles. The only relative who are in Kampala, they are my brothers and sisters I have brought in Kampala. If you think you're bad off, now you have somebody in front of you who was bad off. You get what I'm talking about? That's how I came to Kampala. There's our neighbor. He used to come to Kampala very often. He was a doctor, and I went and convinced him. I said, please, I don't know what you will tell my dad, but I want to go and study from Kampala, A level. I convinced him. He went and talked to my dad and was like, when you study in Western Uganda, somebody who has studied in Kampala, they get exposure. So you can take him to Kampala. And my dad, because he was still excited, because I also performed very well in O level, I also became the first person who got first grade in O level. And I appeared in newspapers. He went showing everyone. My son performed very well. He carried for that newspaper to everywhere he could go. And out of his excitement, he said, I will take him to Kampala. That's how I came to Kampala, because of his what? Excitement. And I came to no relative, no friend, no phone, no nothing. I went into one of the schools, Old Kampala. They have no boarding. I could stay in the hostels. During holidays, to cut the long story short, I could not go home. A short holiday, you go home. You don't have transport. Then you go home. You reach, by the time you come back, they are saying there is no money. I could stay. That's how I ended up staying in other people's houses. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how I started my journey. I was invited, of course, results came after senior 6. I came, I performed very well. But because of having no connection, ladies and gentlemen, the points I had could take me on medicine, government, sponsorship. But there was nobody I knew. I ended up not being shortlisted because I had no connection. I ended up going on private, which was very expensive. Tell your neighbor that there is a better connection. There is a better what? And a better connection, I'm not talking about MTN or Airtel. Your creator can easily connect you if you're a believer. For me, I'm a Christian, I'm born again, I believe in Jesus. I believe Jesus is the best connector. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. That's how I got connected. The business we started that mentored us. That's where I met Muhozi. And I started thinking big. When they taught us how to have a self-talk. How many of us talk to ourselves? Come, what do you tell yourself in the morning? Can you give him a very big hand clap?
Good morning, everyone. Every morning I wake up, I tell myself, I'm a very successful person, I'm a billionaire, and I can do things that people think is impossible. I can do it even much more better.
Can we give him a big hand clap? Ladies and gentlemen, you should talk to yourself every day. We are staying in a negative environment. We are staying in a negative what? You open the phone, bad news. WhatsApp, bad news. TV, bad news. Newspapers, bad news. Your neighbor, your friends, everyone is talking about bad news. Now, in an environment where everyone is negative, you need to change the narrative and talk to yourself. And this is what I could tell myself. I'm successful. I'm a millionaire. Everyone I talk to gets started. How many of us talk to people for the business? You wake up to present, but before you present, you're even doubting, will they sign up? Or they will not. The moment you go to talk to a customer and you feel you're doubting, you feel they will not buy, you feel they will say, no, I will advise you. The moment you have that thing in your mind, don't go. Because when you go, you will get exactly what you thought. And after the meeting, you will say, I knew it. I knew it. The heart told me that they will not buy. The heart told me they will say, no. Are we together? I had to do a lot. I could say, I'm handsome. I started saying, Mr. Handsome. Let me tell you, I don't know. I was not looking good, but I'm Mr. Handsome. Don't I look good? I don't care whether you like me or not, but I know and I've confirmed. Even some of my friends, they call me sugar, honey, handsome. The self-talk works. It works. Every day, whenever I could walk, I started looking at cars. I look at a beautiful one, I say, I will drive you one day. Yes. I could walk when there is jam. I started praying, God, I also want to be in the traffic jam. As other people are complaining about traffic jam, I'm praying, God, let me also be in what? How many of us pray that they be in the traffic jam, driving their own cars? Yes, that's the mindset I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I started. And God does miracles. I remember when I joined, I had two shirts. I had a yellow t-shirt for MTN, which I grabbed in a promotion. I had no clothes. And I had a pink shirt that I could iron and put on a tie and put on a trouser. And this pink shirt, I could wash it every night. After washing it several times, it had changed from pink to white. And I remember one of my colleagues could ask me, put my side, he was like, but why don't you change clothes? I said, my brother, I don't have clothes. There's where I was staying. They robbed me and I remained with a shirt and a t-shirt. But I kept on positive, being positive. Ladies and gentlemen, I built a business. Elias will tell you when we started. Maybe 2009. Did you have a phone? Elias, did you have a phone? I built an organization with no phone. Some of you complain of that airtime. Us, those days, I built a business to a level where I was earning 5 million every month with no phone. By then, like he said, our training center was at Baden-Powell. And this is what I could say. Because I could not afford to be in a taxi, I used the walking to invite people. As I was walking, I see someone, I catch up and say, hello, how are you? I'm fine. How are you doing? I'm David. What do you do? Hey, I said, there's a business I've seen. People are making a lot of money. You just come and see. Where? Baden-Powell. What time? Exactly sharp 5 p.m. If you exceed the 5 minutes, don't come. Come exactly at 5. Do you know why? Moses will remember we could stand outside and wait for our guests. You see them, hey, come. You enter them in the room. That's how we built the business. With no phone. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they taught us how to dream big. I remember after doing the business within 2 years, I bought my first car. Now, if you want to buy a car, you don't have a car, you should clap the hardest because it is coming. I bought my first car at the university, and even my lecturers didn't have cars. Now imagine, you're driving to school. It was fun. I remember after 2 years, the company announced that they were celebrating a golden jubilee, 50 years in London. And 2 years from today, we shall go to London. That's where we shall celebrate 50 years. Now, remember, I'm a person who dreams big. I started doing a presentation and telling everyone I meet, I tell them next year, June, don't call on my phone. I will not be in the country. I will be in London. I talked about London like no man's business. A student, excited, I've never traveled. I had never even been on Entebbe Road. I have never been to Entebbe. And I was telling everyone that I'll be going to London. I've seen someone here I talked to. I went to his office. I told him, sir, to deliver products. I told him, sir, I will be in London next time. So make your orders early. So that when that time comes, I will not be in the count. Mr. Francis, come. I'm sorry, I've seen him. Let him come. He can confirm this. Can we give him a big hand clap? Mr. Odauro Francis, I'm very happy to see you here.
I'm also happy.
You know, I used to deliver him products in his office in Kabaragara, right?
Yes.
In Kabaragara. And I told him a lot of things. Later we met. He said, what happened? Just in a minute. What do you know about me when we met those days?
Hi, everyone. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Though my upline has surprised me, I've just come in a few minutes. I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to meet you. When you see this, the version of this Saturday David, and the other one I saw the first time you came to my office at Kabalagala. I used to work with one of them, Gen Franchise in Kabalagala. They are quite different. Well, what he has told you is the truth. He came and told me a number of things. He was so excited, told me number one, this, number three, up to where he had reached. He told you they are supposed to go to London. Next month, we are traveling, so make sure you make your orders now. He came out, he has not prospected me as well to business. So that time came and he went. He continued delivering. He said, you remember last time I told you that I was going to London? Look, I've come back. He had the magazine with him. He opened, you see, this is me. Where? London.
Now, I remember I met him sometime back. It was like, before you talk about anything, you said you're going to London. Did you go? I told him. Can we give him a very big hand clap? That's the power of positive thinking and the power of self-talk. Self-talk! The story of going to London, I will say it another time. But I was denied the visa 3 times by the British High Commission. And now the reason they were giving me, there is no student who earns this money. That was the reason I presented my bank statement. They said, we know Uganda, there is no student in Uganda who earns this money. By then I was earning around 10 million every month. As a student, somebody told me that get a lawyer. Get a what? A lawyer. I got a lawyer, we did the affidavit, we submitted it, because let me tell you, I had told everyone, come June, I will not be in the country. How will I appear when everyone is going to London? I refuse to believe, even when they denied me a visa. I refused, I said, I'm going to, I don't know how I'm going, but I'm going. I refused to believe. And I went, I got a lawyer, I put in an affidavit. The lawyer said, we know this young man, he's going and he's coming back. I submitted, they gave me a visa. And I will travel to London. Now, if you want to travel and you're not clapping, I pity you. Thank you. Now, I stepped. It was my first time to go on Entebbe Road to go to the airport. I'd never been to the airport. I first went to the airport when I was going to London with Emirates. That's how things turned out. When I stepped in the plane, ladies and gentlemen, I made a prayer. I looked at what was in the plane, eating, drinking, doing everything up in the air. I'm a doctor. I'd started a little bit of science. You know, I disobeyed the law of gravity for 80 years. 8 hours. Do you know the law of gravity? Whatever you put up falls what? Down. But I disobeyed it for many hours. In the air, I'm not going down. That's how, when I stepped in the plane, after drinking wine, spills, everything, I was like, God, this is the kind of life I want to live. I said, God, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I want the life of a plane to be my lifestyle. God had my prayer. I started traveling. Now, I don't know. I should ask people. I'm not bragging. I should ask people, mention 5 countries you dream about, you want to go. And out of the 5 countries, if not all of them, at least 3 have been in them. My passport usually takes 2 years. A booklet of 50 pages, it is full within 2 years. In the last, I think, 15 years, I have 5 booklets of passports. Have you ever been there and you feel like you should travel? You have no program where you're going, but you just want to go there. That's what this business can do to you. I've been in all the continents. If it was no relatives there, I have showed up there. And I've made friends there. Because of the prayer I made, let God let this be my lifestyle. God made it for me. If you don't believe in God, I'm here to tell you that in whatever we do, there's God above who watches you. And when you knock on his door, he will open for you. We built a business. We invited people. We did organizations. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there's what we call consistency. Tell your neighbor consistency. Tell them consistency. Consistency breaks resistance. Tell your neighbor consistency breaks resistance. Say it louder. There is nothing that you can fail to achieve if you're consistent enough. In every person, in every human being, there are 2 people. There are 2 people. If you're a lady, there is Miss I Can and Miss I Can't. If you're a gentleman like me, you have Mr. I Can and Mr. I Can't. The one you feed with is the one that will make you. I'm sorry to tell you, in my life, I have the Mr. I Can't. That's why I'm here. You cannot tell me that I can't do anything. Because thing I've ever dreamed of them, apart from one that I will achieve even soon. You might ask me, what have you achieved? I've achieved a lot. But I remember my first dream was to make sure that I see my parents and my siblings go to school. I remember when I was struggling, I had the dream. I could ask God, will I on Sunday go in a restaurant? I sit, they serve me food, and I eat it, and I leave some balance on the plate. Some of you are laughing because you're not starved. But if you spent a week eating chapati, mandazi, You reach a time when even eating real food becomes a big dream for you. Am I talking sense? How many of us have ever been in that scenario? Yeah. Let me tell you, that was one of my big dreams. I achieved it. Now I eat what I want, when I want. I achieved it. I remember those days, when I bought my car, I could put everyone in my car. We go, we prospect, and I could tell them food, accommodation is all on me. Francis, you remember. I could travel with my team in my small car, and they could know everywhere we stop, they will eat and I will pay. Lunch they eat, I will pay. Accommodation, I will. Yes. If you're here, you're building a business. Don't start thinking small. Do it, money will come. If you have a car, put your team. You say, don't come with money. I will pay everything. That is giving yourself a challenge. Give yourself a what? A challenge. And money will come. But when you're thinking small, you will never achieve anything. Don't look at where you are now. Look at where you want to be. If at this time, what is the time now? 11:16. If at 11:16 you're broke, eh? If at 10:16 you're broke, if you're broke up to this minute, and second you're broke, you can't do anything. You already broke, that is okay. There's nothing, like, you can't change that past. But from now and on, you can change it and you can be successful. You don't need to have a year. You don't need to have a month. You don't need to have a day to jump from where you are to where you want to be. The only thing in between is action. Tell your neighbor, action. Action. There's the silver lining. You can't defresh. If you ask him, Jose, when you used to walk, when you used to starve, do you remember when he made the money? It was just a switch. All of a sudden, things changed, and he started behaving. He started looking at like, I don't know what it means to have no money. You get what I'm talking about? Anything can happen anytime from now. As long as you have a positive mindset, anything can happen. I should tell people that every day, every hour, I'm always expecting a miracle. There are some people who say, I don't believe in miracles. That is you. That's why you're still where you are. But for us, Elias will tell you he has seen miracles. His story when he went and attended this event and everyone was successful. He said, God, I need a miracle. I need to move from this audience to be among with those top cream. And he made the action and the miracle happened. You need to expect a miracle anytime. As you're talking, as you're prospecting, believe that things will get better. I've been in relationships. How many of us have been in relationships and they've broken your heart? Let me see you. And you're like, oh God, let me tell you this. From day one, I've always told the people, when you miss me, when We are in a relationship, we break up, you will miss me more than I will miss you. Because there is nobody like Saturday David. There is no gentleman, there is no clean, there is no hardworking man, there is no man that will become a billionaire like me. You can go and look, but you will kutomera, you will never get a person like me. Because I know my future is more brighter than the people you will meet. And it has always been the story. I told you I've achieved all the dreams apart from one, and you will see it. Don't be shocked. The only, Mohozi, you don't know the dream. You don't know it. The only dream I've not achieved that I'm working on is having a private jet. And I've been in Seattle, Washington. I've visited the Boeing company. I've been in Vancouver, Canada, where they make the bombardiers. And went and I've bargained, I've prospected, and I've gotten brochures. I know what I want. Because I've been to the source. You get what I'm talking about? It's coming. For the last 80 years, I've been driving my dream car. I don't know the car you want, but I've been driving my dream car. I have many cars, but I've been driving my dream car, and I thank God for that. It is possible. I saw Mhozi. I saw Hajara. Where is Hajara? I saw Mhozi, I saw Hajara when they were starting the business. I saw Jalia. Where is Jalia? Yes, I saw all these people. I saw Jimmy. I saw Frank at Mwevas when they are beginning. I've seen them. But the worst thing you can do is underestimate the power of a dreamer. The power of a dreamer. The only thing that can guarantee you from not succeeding, from being stagnant, is you not dreaming, not thinking big, not taking action. I'm not telling you to dream and sleep. No. Don't dream and sleep. Dream and work. Dream and talk. Dream and do whatever needs to be done. Do it. We are a living example. When Mhozi Elias started this, I was like, my brother, finally, this is what we want. We have sent enough money abroad for those people. Do you get what I'm talking about? Yes. We have done enough. There are also people like us. I've always had this mentality that whatever every human being can do, I can do it better. That's my mentality. You can also borrow it. Whatever every human being can do, can you repeat with me? Thank you very much. Some people say you can do it better referring to me. You are supposed to personalize it. Whatever every human being can do, I can do it better. If a human being can buy a plot and have an arcade, I can build a city. If a human being can have a private jet, I can buy a passenger plane. Yes, it is possible. When Mhozi told me and shared with me this. He shared with me, I think a year before he launched. I was like, my brother, this is it. Finally, we have people who are thinking bigger. Can we give him a big hand clap? And I told him, I said, my brother, I will put a brick on OQATA Wellness. I'm not here to build the whole building. I said, if it means so, I will do, but I'll make sure I put a brick, it keeps on moving. Because this can make us more successful than we think. This industry is so powerful. It's so powerful. You can't believe from selling a product, you can drive a car. Talking to a person, you sell a product, you can travel the world. Talking and you sell this product, you can achieve all your dreams. I've never practiced medicine. I remember even when I was going to my graduation, I've never picked my academic transcripts, by the way. Because I believe they are safe at school than at home. I don't need it. Yes, I don't need it. I remember even when I was graduating, I had told myself I want to go driving myself, not just in a car. By then, I remember I graduated in 2010. 2010, I went driving myself in a brand new Prado TX. I remember the number was UAS. 2010, where were you? Hello, where were you? All dreams are possible. I drove myself to the graduation ground with the car of my dream then. Now, I want to ask you, do you think my parents believed in me? No! Do you think my partner believed in me then? No! My neighbors, do you think they believed in me? No! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they believe in you or not. What matters is, do you believe in yourself? That's what makes a difference. Do you believe in yourself? I don't need approval of the government. I don't need approval of anyone. It's only me and God that can make it possible. There is a gentleman, Sebo, before you go, you come. This gentleman came to my office. He came to my office. He was brought in by Musime. Where is Musime? Is he here? He's not here today. They came to my office and prospected me about this business. They did the presentation. I gave them all the time. I listened properly. But let me tell you one thing that shocked me. Moses had told him about this, but he had never explained to me how it works. Because it was not important. You understand? Now, Moses, this is, I've never told you. When they explained it to me, I don't know whether you explained to me was the truth and the reality. Now, later, After some time, I met him. I asked him, sir, some smart boys came to my office and explained to me how the business works. I asked him, I said, is your company making money? Remember I asked you that question. Are you really, is your company making money? He said, oh, we have paid everyone. Everyone is excited. And do you know why I asked you that question? When he did me the plan, I was like, I've never seen a compensation plan that pays like this company. There is too much money. I don't know. I'm sorry to ask you, Elias. Our CEO, that is this compensation plan permanent or it's a promotion? You can go. Is it permanent or you're just doing a promotion? You will change it. Because let me tell you, I'm not sure. I don't know the mathematics you're used, but you're giving out too much money. It's too much money. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I've built businesses. I've studied compensation plans. When I look at a compensation plan, those days, the moment I see a business, I look at the money. I look at the what? At the money. I make sure I make the money, I do whatever it takes before the company changes the plan. Sure, because I've not gone into the details, but from what this gentleman presented to me in my office, if it is true that when you bring someone, you get that money, you balance, you also get that money, then you people, you're just in money, but wasting time. Muli musente, na meku biayaka. Maikwe kubiayaka. Obakwe kubia mizimu. I've never seen a compensation plan that pays like this. This is too much money. Take advantage of the current situation and make the money. Do whatever you want. I don't know, maybe I will need to revisit it again. But the money is too much, Mr. Elias. He's too generous. This is too generous. The best you can do, run crazy. Get the money, do whatever you want to do. The money is too much. Or why is it because it was in Uganda? But anyway, we use Uganda shillings. But I saw the money is too much. Take advantage of this. There's no reason why you should have no airtime. There's no reason why you shouldn't pay rent. There's no reason why you shouldn't buy a car. Because the money is what? Too much. The business we started with, he will tell you, they're paying us more. We're only running on motivation. We're feeding on the motivation and future. But here you have the money, you have the motivation, and you have the future. For us, we had everything, but the money was so small. It was so small. Why can't you do whatever you want to do? What is stopping you? The person who is stopping you is the person seated on your chair. Tell the person, get out of your seat. Get out of your comfort zone. Run and get it. Yes. Some of you, maybe you're doing the business part-time. I'm sorry. I've gone to school. I graduated. And I focused on doing network marketing full time. And I think that's why it has paid me full time. You can't stop me. You can't stand on my way. You can stand on my way. You can, but be ready to be crushed. I will crush you. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? There's nothing that can stop you from getting what you want. With my background, I was able to get whatever I want. Just being consistent. My dream was to have a big family. Yes, I have a big family. My dream was to have 10 children, but I did to 15. Yes. And all my children, ladies and gentlemen, the one who pays little money pays 2.5 million. And they are in nursery, in an international school. Because I wanted a bigger family, I stopped focusing on myself. I started focusing on even other people's children. That's why I have a school that I get over 1,000 kids in my school. Most of them study for free. Because God blesses us so that we can be a blessing to others. That's the number one reason God will bless you. Don't focus on yourself. Think big. Like Elias, he had, by the time he was doing his business, he had made a lot of money from there. He had built the hotels, had got an apartment, he had done everything. He was good to retire. But why did he think about you? To think about something that is bigger. And that's what you should think about. If you're still thinking about yourself, please forget about success. I've seen people who think of achieving small and even the small fails. Hey, I know why you're laughing, because you've set smaller dreams and you've not achieved them. And people have set bigger dreams, they have achieved them. Somebody said, quote this, somebody said that the problem we have is that we don't aim high and miss. The problem we have, we aim low and shoot. Did you get that? The problem we have, we don't aim high and miss. We aim too low and shoot. I remember 15 years ago, somebody in a presentation said a statement. It was like, do you know that you think even when you don't know you're thinking? Excuse me. Do you know that you think all the time? How many of you think? Excuse me. How many of you think? If you think, you say I. If you think, say I. How many of you think? I. And this is what struck my mind. The guy said that you think anyway. Why don't you think big? The same fuel you use to think small is the same fuel you use to think big. Why don't you think big? Hello? Why don't you think big? The government will not charge you for thinking big. There's no penalty that you will get when you think big. The only thing that you will benefit when you think big, you become richer. So I want to challenge everyone from today to start thinking big. Start thinking big and you share your dreams and people should laugh at you. When I told the people I would go to London, people started laughing at me. They said, even you, we know where you come from. We know where you come. Knowing where I come from does not guarantee you that you actually know where I'm going. Hello? That doesn't guarantee you that you know where I'm going. People laughed at our dreams. Today, they are shocked. They are shocked. My kids asked me so many questions before I started sharing with them what I do. They said, the teachers could ask, but what does your daddy do? They said, we see him on the plane all the time and talking to whites and the blacks. We don't know. Yes. They said, we don't know, but what we know, he's rich. That's what your kids should be asked at school. Think big. Dream big. All my kids have passports, and we have gone for family vacations. Nothing sweet like taking a family of 8 in a plane and you land somewhere and you enjoy for 10 days, you come back. There's nothing sweeter than that. Yes. You only need to take action. Action. As you're planning to move a deluxe park, dream of moving the whole container. Some of you have businesses in Congo, have businesses in Kenya, have businesses in South Sudan. Let me tell you, I will coach some of you to think big so that you can get a customer in South Sudan. Hello? You tell them, by the way, you can take the tender of becoming the representative of this country, so that when our CEO is shipping the products, they take the whole container to Sudan for your team. Stop thinking of moving one package. Deposit. By the way, let me tell you this. I'm not against deposit. Deposit is also good. When you go and present a person, you have used the money, airtime, transport. Don't go and you leave them without putting anything. If the worst come to the worst, let them deposit something. Are we together? Yes. Can we agree? Yes. Let them deposit. The deposit is bigger than not promising to come tomorrow. Mr. CEO, am I talking sense? A deposit, because it helped us. The 20K, the 20K, people, they don't want to lose that. They want to complete. And they don't lose the money. And that's what we will do. We will deposit. If you don't come, I will eat that money. I don't make a loss. At least I've recovered my what? My transport. Your goal should be leaving no stone unturned. Why are you talking? Is it contrary to what you are doing? I'm sorry. Elias, do you remember those days? A kit of 80,000, people could even deposit 5,000. We could come with it. And we follow up. Ajara, I think it is much better than getting the 30K, 50K deposit than going and they say you come on Saturday. I mean, I don't know, but me, if I was the one doing it, I cannot go to you and I leave without getting anything. Get anything for them to get started. We could reach to people's homes, and maybe this one will be for some time. When you go to present, hello? When you go to meet a prospect in a restaurant, be disciplined, even when you're too hungry. When they give you something to eat, to drink, refuse. Do business first. After you have done the business, then you can say, do you have water? After they have signed up, drink the water, eat the food. But when you eat the food, before the business, you will not complete the business. That's my experience for over 20 years. Because when I go to present to you, and you give me food, already you're telling me you're better than me. And what I'm telling you, I'm better, I should be better than you. Are we together? Yes. Focus, be disciplined. Ladies and gentlemen, network marketing is a game of numbers. It's a game of what? Numbers. Your goal every day should be to talk to at least 20 people. 20 people. At least 20 people. That's what has made me what I am. 20 people. How many of us are always demotivated when somebody fails to buy? You had hopes and they did not buy. You went, you did everything, you presented, you brought the product, and they said, no, let me see you. And you, when you're feeling bad, don't lie. You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Let me tell you from what I know, from my experience. All the people in the front row stand up. I want to tell you how network marketing is, how our business works. I told you it's a business of what? Numbers. The second row also stand up. I'm telling you from my experience what I've discovered in network marketing. Our business, remember, it's a game of what? Numbers. So for some of you who always get disappointed, let me tell you the truth so that you go prepared. Our business, when you talk to people, 2, 3, 4, they say no. You say, I think I'm in the wrong field. Let me go back to my profession. Then you wake up. You become, like after this event, you're going to be motivated. I know I can do it. You can't talk. No. You say, nobody signed up. I think this is a scam. You wake up again. After the event on Saturday, you're motivated and fired up. You say, now I'm ready, I'm going to do it. No. You quit. You can have a seat. Remember I told you about consistency. Are we together? Don't stop. Keep on hitting it. You get what I'm talking about? Yes. The earlier you know it, the better for you. The earlier, the better for you. And these people who say no, it doesn't mean that they will never say yes. There's what we call follow-up. Follow up. Keep on updating them. Are we together? Keep on updating them. When you tell them, you know, we have this for bones, when they have backache, they will come to you. When somebody has pressure, the omega, whatever, will help them. One day they will need you. That's why you need to keep a close contact with people. But don't give up on your dreams. When we started building this business, we're not doing it because it is exciting. There's nothing exciting here. Abamumugamba tadyononye. There is nothing exciting. Even when I came, I parked in the basement. It was raining. I had to jump out of the car and to come like this because the gate was locked down. It had to rain on me. It is not exciting at all. It rained on you. Is it exciting? No, it's not exciting at all. But when you're driving your dream car, it is exciting. When you're getting that paycheck, it is exciting. When you're traveling around the whole world, it is what? Exciting. When you're taking your kids to the schools you want, it is what? Exciting. So be ready to do the dirty work for your dreams. When I came in the morning, I was about to call our CEO, are you ready there? But as I was approaching the basement, I saw his car there. I was like, do you think it is exciting to wake up very early? It is not exciting! But for the sake of his dreams, because of the dream, you have to do it whether you want it or not. As far you know, he's married. How many of us are married? There's what we call morning glory. But you have to leave it to go for your dream. Maybe it is better to have it in a 5-star hotel. Hello? Yes. What are you ready to sacrifice to get into where you want to be? What are you ready to sacrifice? Who said the morning glory? Huh? We sacrificed a lot. We sacrificed a lot. Actually, out of the kids I have, slightly below 10, I'm almost there. I remember there are only 2 that were born when I'm in Uganda. The rest, I was out of the country, not at home. And we could agree with my wife, okay, I'm expecting to deliver between this date and this date. Please make sure you are around. Hey, my dream is calling. I can't wait for you to deliver. Then wherever we would be, I would come because I'm not a gynecologist. See, you understand? But when you pay the hospital bill, you give her all this pamper, then you give her a vacation, she will say, yeah, I have a good husband. Because your sacrifice will pay. Will pay at a certain point. And maybe before I end, in network marketing, you can do everything you want. You can do everything you want. And by the way, I'm talking, you've had the trainers tell you, I can only actually affirm to you, Mr. CEO, we have done this business for many years. I can guarantee you there is no formula for success in network marketing. There is no formula. People ask me, how have you done it? I've been interviewed, both in national and on international scene. How have you done it? I also don't know. I also don't know. But let me tell you what I know. I'm excited, I'm positive. I wake up and show up, and I don't quit. That's what I know. Maybe that's why I've succeeded. I'm always positive. I wake up and show up. Some days I don't feel like talking to anyone. It's okay. Those days will come. But don't remain in your bed. Wake up and show up. We are not robots. There are some days when we will feel so low. You feel like not even talking to anyone. You feel like switching off your phone. It happens to everyone in this life. It has happened to me many times. It has happened to Mozi many times. But when it happens, wake up, dress up, show up, and smile. Are we together? Why am I saying this? With my experience in this industry, I've seen people come. They join. They have no any credential that can make them qualify to become successful. I've seen them. They don't know how to present. They don't know how to talk. And I've also seen another category of people. They come, they are excited, they're very enthusiastic, they promise you they will sell everything. They have customers in South Sudan, in Congo, in Zambia. They tell you they will bring the world. Remember, the other people and this one. I've seen the most excited people who have the potential to succeed, quit, and they don't achieve anything. But these people, because they are consistent, they only come, show up. Even when they don't invite, they come. Even when it rains, they come. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, they've not gotten a significant success. The second year, you see them buy cars. You see them drive on the streets of Kampala. You see them travel around the whole world. What am I saying? Do your part and let God do the rest. I'm not God. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. But my obligation is to do what I'm supposed to do today. And what do I need to do? Wake up, dress up, show up, and smile. Are we together? And somehow, somewhere, things will work into your favor. If Hajara could tell you, I know most of you know her story. Hajara, please always tell those stories even when there's a time we went to Kanungu together. Was it Kanungu or Chihihi, your home? You remember those days? Very skinny. And people were wondering, but you, that was those days, but now, when they look at her, she has become a Nsonga. Anyone can become someone only if you focus, you become persistent, you don't quit. All the years I've been in this industry, I've been positive. I don't care whatever business you're doing. As long as you're in this industry and you're positive, I will support you. We are blessed. We have this OQATA Wellness. We have done businesses we don't even know the CEOs. You meet the CEO after 5 years. For you, you're invited. The first day they tell you that is the CEO. What a blessing. Listen, don't take them for granted. Don't take them for granted. Anything can happen anytime. Take action. Your duty here. Make sure before you see, do you have name lists? Invite every day. Your focus should be on inviting. Inviting. Whether they are coming or not coming, you come. Because nobody is doing this business for you. You're doing it for you. And who is important? You. Who should show up? You. Not because somebody. Tell me if you're coming, I come also. Who tells you? Some of you have a habit of coming up, having an up, calling an upline. My upline, are you coming? I have this prospect. Excuse me. If you called me and telling me I meet your upline, I will bypass you. I will meet the upline because you're showing me you're inferior. Your upline is what? Superior. I'm not telling you to not edify your uplines, but sell yourself as if you're next to the CEO. Are we together? Our CEO is very friendly. You can even invite a person and say, by the way, the owner of this company is my colleague. The owner of this company is what? My colleague. I even have his contacts. But let us not bother him. Let us go to his office. But you can only see him if you really want to buy big. Small, I will take you to someone, my colleague I work with. But for the CEO, he's also my colleague. Show yourself like you're the next big person. Are we together? Because whatever picture you sell is what people will buy. Don't look at yourself. Look at what you have in your mind. Like we have the event, the law. Let me tell you, from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's going to be a mega event. Invite everything. Invite everything. Cockroaches, spiders, hens, cocks, goats, everything. Yes. Remember, this is a game of what? Numbers. And before you know it, you will get there. Now, I had a discussion with your CEO, our CEO, ladies and gentlemen. This one, he will tell you with time. Maybe next year, maybe when. But what he is planning is bigger than even for the government of Uganda. I will convince the CEO. This is what I've done because it is good. Everyone, you do, call me. We go to the petrol station. We fill it. The fast food tank in your car should be on me. our CEO is capable of that. I'm not saying that you do it, but we'll buy a car in this business, come to me. And that's the anointing we have always taken. And because of that, I've never failed to have a car in my compound. Even when things are bad, I've never failed to have fuel. My car is a guzzler. A guzzler. Do you know a guzzler? But it's also very comfortable. A Land Cruiser V8. Mpenkoni. That's the car I've been driving for the last. Yes, I have other cars. But that car, I feel like I'm in heaven. Even when it is raining, even when it is flooded, even when it is slippery, I go. That's my level. What is your level? What level do you want? And we are here to give it to you. Yes, we are here to give it to you. You've been a wonderful audience. I don't want to take long. I could do yourself a favor and work on yourself and your dreams. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor because of your family. For you. How many of us have enemies? I have enemies. I have many. The only way you can silence your enemies is by having massive success. I have enemies. Do you think I care? Eh? When I drive my Land Cruiser, do you think I care? And they are walking. I don't have an enemy who is better than me. I don't care. I don't give them even a... Silence all your enemies by having that success. It will silence them. The naysayers. People who say, people used to say, how can the whole doctor become a hawker? It's okay. A whole doctor to be, and you're busy hawking. And I can say comfortably, all my classmates I studied with, I don't know anyone who is better than me. Maybe they are there, but I've not seen anyone who is better than a hawker. I don't know. If you're here, you can stand up. Do yourself a favor, ladies and gentlemen, work on your dream. Because with this, according to what I saw in here, this is a total value opportunity. Do you know total value opportunity? A total value opportunity is this opportunity, whatever you want is in there. You want money is here. You want to travel is here. Whatever you want, you're here, you're single. You can invite yourself a husband or a wife in here. Yes! And I usually tell people, if you see somebody who is working, you better go with that. Rather than meeting someone you're not sure of how they work. Yes. My wife, I got her from this business. As I was busy presenting, she was busy admiring me. And after some time, she came, she was so bold. She said, I'm your secret admirer. I said, continue. He said, I like the way you talk. When you talk, I feel motivated. I'm always down. Every time I'm down, I want to come and listen to you. What do you think happened next? That's why I'm saying this is a total value opportunity. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You've been a wonderful audience. Let's meet
at the top. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Was that powerful? Was that powerful? How many of us have learned something? How many of us want to see Dr. Saturday again and again and again? Saturday has been over the years, part of this 20 years of experience. I hope we come and expand and grow in different places, different continents, and I'm sure I will see more and more often. And those of us who want to hear the good news, please make sure you don't miss on Saturday during the soft launch and recognition what? Rally. Tell them that now. Tell them that now. But for now, we shall also this Wednesday, we shall be hosting another powerhouse. Let me tell you, if you think that OQATA has started, we have not yet. Our idea is to gather the very best in the industry and expand and grow with them. One become a brand that is respected all over the world. Now together. So this very Wednesday, we shall be having another very powerful another powerhouse, another